been quite the year, eh?
It's been quite a year. 2020 has been quite a year.
It's been a year that nobody could have anticipated.
Our emphasis here at the Ezra Institute is high-impact training programs.
And with all of the shutdowns related to the COVID virus, that really ground to a halt. As far as the impact on the Ezra Institute, 70% of what we're trying to do has just sort of vanished.
I think, in the midst of the difficulties of the year, God has presented some real opportunities for us at the Ezra Institute.
One of the ways that we were able to adjust to the situation was to use our unique status as a farm to offer these internships where Christian World and Life View teaching happens in the context of working on the farm and in the conservation area.
It was really focused on the value of work and our calling to take dominion in the world and create culture to the glory of God. And we were able to do that. So we did 2 weeks of that program with reduced numbers, but we got such positive feedback that we're planning to make that a part of our regular programs going forward. We thought it might be like a filler program for the year, but it turned into something we wouldn't have expected.
We've done similar things responding to what's going on now with the market and with all the debt that's building up and the crisis in business, was to have a Worldview in the Marketplace program, and also a pastor's colloquium to help pastors reflect on how to respond to this whole church-state question. How do we preach and speak to culture in times of crisis?
So this year we switched our format for the podcast for Cultural Reformation to a weekly podcast, and that was very intentional. With all of the different issues that are coming out on a weekly basis, we felt it was really important that we engage these issues in a timely manner, as each of these different aspects of the situation we find ourselves in 2020 seems to be new each week.
We've been encouraged with a lot of great feedback on that, because these are the questions that everyone's dealing with.
And with this format change, we've noticed our subscriptions steadily rising.
We've been publishing Jubilee for 10 years now. In 2020, we switched that from primarily an education piece to a communication vehicle. The reason for switching that is because we've got people who have been waiting to hear from us, and this is a way that we can keep in touch with news about the ministry. What's been going on in the world? How have we as an institute been responding to it? And then some thoughts and some principles for how, as Christians, all of us ought to be thinking about and responding to current events.
There's been so many testimonials this year that I could talk about of how people's lives have been impacted. I have had so many letters from pastors from across the country and leaders and thoughtful Christians thanking us for our efforts in pushing for the reopening of the churches, crafting the Niagara Declaration, and the amount of response and thanks that we've had from that has been astonishing, really. To see the encouragement putting our hand to the plow there has been to the church. But I've also had parents, many parents, grandparents, pastors coming back to us saying, "You have no idea the impact that your program had on my son, my daughter." One pastor came to me and said, "It's transformed my relationship with my son."
We had some young people in our Faith and Farm program who were very emotional when they left, because it was like they hadn't seen friends, they made new friendships, and they just almost forgot what it was like to be with other people. So there's a lot to look forward to, a lot of program planning that needs to happen, and we look forward to what that looks like next year.
The Ezra Institute exists to proclaim and declare and vindicate
The truth, freedom, and beauty of the gospel.
For the renewal of all of culture.
We've been privileged to be able to find new ways to do that during 2020. And we're looking forward to developing and building up some of those discoveries.
Our request is that people would stand with us like never before and help us carry the ball forward, as it were, because we have a unique and I think outstanding opportunity, perhaps the like of which we haven't seen in 1,500 years, to reshape cultural life to the glory of God.